prairie dogs. What's the intellectual king of the animal world? Dolphins? Primates? It might actually be prairie dogs. Those goofy-looking rodents you always see popping out of the ground in deserts. And they might be calling you fat. Researchers have recently decoded their calls and found that it may be the most complex non-human language we've observed. Prairie dogs are able to describe predators in amazing detail, including species, size, and shape. They were even able to communicate what color clothing humans were wearing, and, in at least one instance, whether they had a gun. Incredibly, they can relay all of that information in a single chirp that lasts only a fraction of a second. Beetles. It can be hard to coordinate when you're a wood insect roaming around one of the myriad tunnels you've dug in the dense wood of a tree. To get around this, a species unsettlingly called the Death Watch beetle uses a system not unlike Morse code. It wraps its head along the top of the tunnel, producing echoes that travel along its length to deliver messages to the rest of its group. It's this same communication method that gives them their name. Because they often infested the wood of houses in their native habitat, England, this rapping was audible to residents at night, and it reminded enough people of the ticking of an ominous clock that the name has stuck. Elephants. It's obvious to us that every human has a unique voice, but we generally regard the screechiness of animals to be pretty much identical. However, biologist Andrea Turcalo has discovered that elephants have different voices too. After studying a herd of forest elephants in the Congo for 19 years, Turcalo can immediately identify an individual elephant by the sound of its call. Turcalo is working to interpret their sounds and compile an elephant dictionary, which will probably contain a lot of vowels. Hens. There's nothing strange about a mother cooing at her unborn baby, but many women would probably be alarmed to hear their fetuses respond. Not a mother hen, though. For them, it's standard procedure. About 24 hours before hatching, baby chickens can be heard peeping in the egg. The mother hen will cluck back to her anxious chick in a sweet, but kinda creepy gesture of reassurance. Baboons. It's always annoying to the more pedantic grumps among us when some nonsense word takes hold in the vernacular. As it turns out, baboons feel your pain. A group of 6 baboons were given thousands of tests over a period of about 6 weeks that involved using touchscreen computers that showed them a series of words, some real and some made up, and required the baboons to identify which words had meaning and which were nonsense. To make it harder, instead of using jumbled, random letters, the fake words were arranged in combinations that looked like they could be words, such as dran and telk. They passed with incredible accuracy, correctly identifying the made-up words 75% of the time, so don't worry if you don't understand what the kids these days are saying. Even a monkey knows it's stupid. Cats. Cats don't actually meow at each other. While they use other means to communicate with fellow animals, such as body language and hissing, meowing is the sole honor of their human masters. Cats meow to say hello, get attention, or food. This is why kittens will mew at their mothers, the only exception to the people-only rule. Or let you know that they want something, such to be let outside. It's just one more tactic cats have discovered to control the world. Frog. Did you think dogs were the only animals that could hear high-frequency tones outside the range of human perception? A species of frog from Southeast Asia, Huia cavitimpanum, can communicate using ultrasonic frequencies that are inaudible to people. This species can hear and emit sounds of up to 38 kilohertz, which is 18 kilohertz higher than humans can detect. Scientists believe that these frogs have adapted to using these higher frequencies to communicate because they live in areas with rushing water, where lower frequencies can be difficult to hear. Or maybe they don't want you to hear them talking about you. Dolphins. Talking in your sleep is often embarrassing, but an observation of the slumber sounds of a group of dolphins showed they may have been speaking a different language. The dolphins, performers at a French aquatic park, had been exposed to recordings of whale songs during their shows. While they've never been seen mimicking the songs during their waking hours, the sounds they started making in their sleep bore an eerie similarity. Parrots. There have been documented cases of parrots having the ability to not just mindlessly repeat sounds they hear, but actually learn words and hold conversations. An African gray parrot named Alex became famous for his ability to identify colors and articulate abstract concepts such as size and difference. He could even joke with his trainer, snapping, "Don't you tell me to calm down." Other parrots with amazing vocabularies include Prudel, who held the Guinness World Record, and knew 800 words at the time of her death, and Nkisi, who has a vocabulary of 950 words and shares Alex's affinity for joking. Fish. They're not flapping their fins in gesticulation of the ASL alphabet, as entertaining as that would be. Rather, a species of fish called coral groupers shake it like a Polaroid picture to coordinate with other members of their death squads in the hunt for food. They stake out traps for prey, and when it enters, they point their noses toward it and do a little dance to signal its presence. The fish use the same signal as a call to action to say, "Hey guys, let's go hunting this weekend." They join a company of elite species known to have harnessed the power of booty popping, which so far includes at least humans and honeybees. Ants. Ants are highly social insects that live and work in large colonies. Coordination of nest construction, navigation, and colony defense are all achieved using a range of biological tools. Ants often use pheromones to mark a food trail, showing other colony members where to forage. Other ants detect these chemical signals with their antennae and join the trail. As more and more ants strap on their work boots and join the trail, the pheromone scent grows stronger. This entices even larger numbers of ants to join in. An ant secretes a cocktail of pheromones from the glands lining its abdomen, thorax, anus, and feet. The composition of this pheromone mixture plays a crucial role in communicating different ideas about a food trail. A trail's scent tells an ant about both rewarding and unrewarding paths. Short-term scents can even serve as attack signals, which direct the colony toward nearby prey. Ants also exchange saliva as a means of recognizing different nest mates. This rather curious display, which looks a lot like mouth-to-mouth kissing, is called trophallaxis. The saliva contains pheromones, hormones, food, and genetic material. This exchange provides chemical information on the colony and reproductive status of a worker. Crested pigeons. The crested pigeon, Ossiphaps lophotes, is native to mainland Australia. The bird has a very distinctive appearance with its green-purple wings and mohawk-like crest. When startled, the bird launches into the sky and emits a series of panic-induced whistles. But these noises are not produced by the bird's vocal cords, and they are the result of vibrations in a part of the wing, specifically the 8th primary feather. With each upstroke of the wing, a low-frequency note is generated. Each downstroke produces a high-frequency note. The bird frantically flaps its wings while trying to escape an incoming predator. This triggers a quick succession of high and low notes, which other crested pigeons interpret as a warning signal. Crested pigeons always whistle when taking off. However, a relaxed takeoff does not initiate any sort of warning signal. This is because the wing beat is too slow, resulting in a slower tempo of notes. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.